Happy almost 2025. This Talk About Tuesday, I really want to do a year reflection of dynamic card collectors. In our previous video, I told you kind of dynamic card collectors lore. We're a TCG company, we sell Pokemon, we stream, we set up at card shows, we sell online, all that business, and I thought it would be kind of fun to talk about things that I thought went really well in 2024, things that went bad in 2024, and some goals for 2025. So let's go. In my previous video titled How to Run a Pokemon Business, I mentioned that every year since our inception, we basically doubled our revenue year after year. We did accomplish that in 2024, which is a major success for us. And 2025, doubling our revenue again is even more daunting because obviously each year doubling, it's like twice as much as the last year. And, from zero to where we are now, that is quite a bit. But if we hit double our revenue, that would be amazing. But if we do more than that, then we could potentially be at 7 figures in revenue, which could honestly be amazing. But in order to do that, we really have to amp up the business and we really need a plan. So that's what we're going to be really focusing on the beginning of this upcoming year. I'm going to start off this video talking about things I think we could have done better in 2024. Starting off with streaming. So we started streaming October 2023, and it was our friend Kayla and I at the time. We just started. We were super excited. We were new to streaming. It was November and December, so we were getting crazy amounts of sales, probably because of the holiday. And then January, February 2024 happened, and sales decreased significantly from the first 2 months. And right after Christmas time, holiday time, people tend to spend less, I feel like, in January and February, trying to recoup and heal from that Christmas debt. So I think we did end up getting kind of discouraged at that point, which we really shouldn't have. That should have just motivated us more to do even better and to push even more. I think that because we did so well in November and December of 2023, we just assumed that was how it was always going to be. And we were wrong. And at that point, we had ordered a ton of inventory. And because, we weren't getting the sales, because we were realizing, getting sales on streaming and on TikTok isn't just showing your face. You need a plan, you need engagement, you need sometimes a type of game for people to stay and participate in. You need giveaways sometimes, and we really didn't have that, and we just really didn't plan like we should have. And like I said, we bought a ton of inventory that ended up sitting there not selling until basically last month, which from a money standpoint is not good. But we did sell it. We ended up taking a small loss for all of that, but we were glad to move that inventory. So that was definitely something we learned, that streaming requires a plan, and I'm going to be totally amping up our stream in 2025. Like I said, with games, with more engagement, more platforms, all that kind of stuff. But it's all good. All right, something else I think we could have done better at in 2024 was social media. Don't get me wrong. I am super happy that, when we started streaming on TikTok, we had probably a little over 1,000 followers in, the last couple months of 2023, and going into 2025, we're at like 6,300 followers. So that's really a big improvement. I really thought that we were just going to be at like 10,000 followers already. We were going to be at 20,000 followers. Every video is going to do so well. Doesn't happen that way. And as someone who never had social media, so the only social media I ever had was Snapchat, which I barely used. So now being on TikTok and showing my face all the time and posting on Instagram and posting on YouTube was so foreign and unlike me. So that's something I really struggled adjusting to. And also just finally being on social media, realizing the effect that spending time making a video and it getting 200 views and no likes, like how much that affects you, and like how it affects you mentally as well. You know, you feel like you put in a ton of work into things, and then when it flops, it was like really hard at first, which I care less now. I struggle with sequential storytelling because I have ADD. Anyways, I think, again, I had that mindset that everything we posted was just going to do really well. And that didn't happen. And you really, you have to put a lot of thought into what you're doing. You can't just like make a stupid, like, oh, hey, I have this ETB, come buy it, and it's going to have 1 million views. Like, that's honestly insane to think. So towards the end of this year, I'm realizing that engagement, and I'm probably going to say this a lot in this video, engagement's like the most important thing. So, you know, making a video, just talking about this thing you have for sale, like people really don't care about that. Like, make it funny, ask questions, do something controversial but not bad, so people are like, oh my god, why would you do that? Like opening Pokemon cards in a pool or something stupid like that. So, and also, again, social media needs a plan, okay? My phone email went off. Social media, like streaming, needs planning. You know, planning to post X amount of times a week. Like figuring out when to make the content for your long-term videos, allotting time, and plotting out when you're going to do these things during the week so it always gets done and it's not always last minute. Having different forms of content on YouTube, we're trying to do these, you know, Talk About It Tuesdays, longer form content, and shorts. TikTok, I kind of tend to do more silly things, and you know, a lot of my videos that flop on TikTok with 6,300 followers do like 3 times better on Instagram where we have 1,200 followers. Like, we had a video that we posted, we had one video get over 1 million views this month on Instagram. On TikTok, it got like 100,000 views. On YouTube, it got 800. So it's really important to also post on many platforms and stay engaged and have engaging content. And I think this year I'm going to try so much harder to do all of these things. I think another thing that did end up hurting our business this year, honestly, was I think just the lack of confidence that I have in myself and in my ability to be successful. And I think that really held me back as someone who's afraid to fail. And I think it held, you know, our business back, and it affected, you know, the business and my partner because of that. A lot of days I didn't post on social media because I was like, you know, I don't like how I look today, so I'm not going to post on social media. It's not a good business mindset to have, because every post is an opportunity to get a follower, to get engagement, to get someone who really starts to just invest in your channel and your content. And I think this year, not I think, this year I want to really push myself to just do the things, you know, engage with people, talk to people, not being so afraid to fail, you know, being afraid to stream on other platforms because, you know, I don't have many followers there, and people aren't going to know me, and people might judge me, and you know, all of these things are silly, but at the same time are very serious. Um, so, like I said, I think that my lack of confidence really affected streaming, and I let my things in my personal life and my moods at the time, you know, really control and guide how I was streaming, you know. I don't think I've streamed on TikTok in like 3 weeks or a month. And as someone who used to stream like 3, 4, 5 times a week, it's really unacceptable because of the way we want to grow our business, which is exponentially. Like you can't be super successful in business and have a 7-figure revenue and have 100,000 followers and all these things streaming if you're not streaming. And I don't know, it's hard sometimes, but I really just need to like kick myself in the ass next year to just do it. Just freaking do it. Believe in yourself. It sounds corny, but believe in yourself and do it and see what freaking happens. As you might be able to tell, I did not script this video. I wanted to just talk about and reflect on our business as if I were talking to, you know, my partner in business, or talking to a friend, or, you know, talking to someone just about, hey, what do you think you did well? What do you think needs improvement on your business? And I talked a little about things that need improvement in our business, but I really want to talk about things that we did super well in 2024, things I am super proud of. And one of them is starting our own card show, which I will give the majority of the kudos to Joe, who will not be in these videos because I am the person on social media. We both run a card show 4 times a year, and we've done three card shows so far. And every time, like after every show, we've had more and more people show up, and the amount I think we had like over 500 people at our previous show, which is honestly crazy for like a third show. And it was because of all of the effort he put in. I mean, every day it was like posting in like 50 different craft and card show TCG forums, and advertising around the town, and recruiting, and so much effort went into that. And the show is honestly really successful. And our upcoming show in February is sold out. It's been sold out for a while. We have a wait list, and I'm just super proud of that. And Joe is even starting a bi-monthly show. So a second show. He's going to be running 2 shows. And I don't know. I'm super proud of the card shows. I think they're really fun. I think we're making a lot of really great connections in, you know, in different types of industries, TCG, supplies, all this other stuff. And I think these card shows are really elevating us, and I think there's a lot of really cool things to come, including out of state. So, yay. I think another thing that we really did well in 2024 was really build a positive community. We met, you know, so many people from our stream that are now in our Discord that we talk to almost daily. We have people who met in our stream, just like chatting, and now they, play video games together and talk to each other on their headset thingy doos, like, these kind of things. Sorry, I'm not a gamer. We've met people, we've had people who we've talked to in the stream physically show up to one of our card shows and meet us in person. I think we really know how to build a community, and the people that we've met through our TikTok stream, who we've never met in real life, like, are genuine friends. And I think we also create a place that people know that they're welcome. I never wanted to have a pretentious stream. I never wanted to have a stream where if you don't know everything about Pokemon, then what the hell are you doing here? Like, that's not at all the kind of vibe we have. Because when I started off streaming, I barely knew anything, to be honest. And I've learned so much since then from people in my stream and people just in the community that I've met. I've had people come into my stream before and ask a question, and I would, take a couple minutes and answer them, and they were like, wow, I've been in streams before, and people could judge me because I didn't know the answer to that. So that's a no. We don't do that here. Dynamic Card Collectors really wants to make a reputation that we just want to be good people. We just want to be fair. We want to be honest, not price gouge, not be shady, not do any of these things. And I think, unfortunately, there is a decent amount of that going on in the selling community. But, we have our friends in Discord who, like, all of these people are like, we should meet up and just have like a party. And that means so much to me, and it means so much that people want to watch all of our streams just to hang out with us. And I'm glad that we were able to create in that type of environment, and I'm so excited to see what we can do, in 2025, and hopefully being able to travel to different states and actually meet people in real life, and hearing that we've positively impacted people that we've met through TikTok and our stream, positively impacted their lives, and they've also positively impacted our lives. And I think, honestly, that's what this is all about. Besides, paying bills and stuff, like, just being a positive, fun, non-judgmental environment is all we have ever wanted to do. So I think we do really well at that, and I'm super excited to do even more of that in 2025. All right, I'm not going to talk about everything that I think that we did well and needs improvement in 2024 and 2025, but I do want to point out that although there were times where the business was really hard and, we struggled in different areas, I think that, I personally never gave up hope on the business. And I think that's a really good thing to think. That, yes, there were streams where I didn't sell anything, and that sucked. And it really, it punched me in the heart. But you just got to keep going. And if you want something badly enough, you just make it happen. And sometimes it's slow. I think if we keep planning, if we plan in 2025, we have strategies for so many different aspects of our business that we're really gonna make it. I think 2025 is going to be Dynamic Card Collectors year. And I think it's going to be the year that, my partner Joe is able to quit his job and do this full time. I'm not going to be able to do that 2025, but that's okay. That's not like our goal. But I think just you might not have confidence in yourself, but as long as you have confidence in your business, even if it's like a small amount of confidence, you'll keep doing it. We've been to card shows where we didn't make a ton of money and it sucked because you drive an hour and you set up for 6 hours and you unpack and you drive home and you make like $300 and it's really not worth your time. But then you go to card shows and you make $4,000 and you meet so many people and you keep seeing the same people come back to your card shows and come over to talk to you. And that to me is success. And getting brand recognition is success. And making friends is success. I think having hope and believing and not always knowing how we're going to get there, but really believing that we're going to get there somehow at some point. I think we rock that part, I think we rock that. So this was just a little 2024 New Year's Eve reflection on dynamic card collectors, some things I think we need to work on, some things I think we did really well, and I'm excited to keep doing these in 2025. This is supposed to be once a week. This year I kind of slacked on that. I think this is my first one in like 2 weeks, so shame on me, but that's okay. There will be 52 of these next year, okay? Once every week. So I will see you next Tuesday.